Hi everyone, it's Casey here from Melbourne Reiki and Wellness, and welcome back to another quick chat. Today the topic of conversation is personal power. It's something that relates pretty strongly to the last chat I had with you on confidence and rejection. So personal power is something very similar. When we have personal power, we are self-empowered. And when we are self-empowered, then we have confidence, we have self-esteem, we have a strong sense of knowing who we are, what we're about, and where we're going. We have clarity and direction and purpose. The opposite of being self-empowered is being disempowered. So in other words, giving your power away. And when we give our power away, normally we tend to slide into what we call victim mode. So we become a victim of our external surroundings or the people that are outside of us. I see this all the time. It's actually really common. And sometimes, the words or the thoughts in our mind just kind of slip off the tongue. So for example, we might say, oh, Bob in accounting really made me feel really stupid today when I had this conversation about my tax return. Or Susan made me feel really awkward because I didn't really know what she was talking about. And so just by saying that other people make us feel a certain way, we're giving our emotional state over to the other person. So we're disempowering ourselves. This is pretty common, right? We hear this all the time. So-and-so made me feel this, so-and-so made me feel that. But in actual fact, people outside of us can't make us feel anything. They might say something that we might then interpret as being hurtful or embarrassing or awkward or whatever emotion that we're feeling. But we have to remember that the people outside of us, everyone around us, is always talking from their own perspective and how they view the world. So what they're saying is not always necessarily about us. Most of the time, actually, it's probably about them and about whatever is going on in their world. Yet we tend to take things so personally. We tend to think that other people are always talking about us, or they're always meaning, or their intention is really hurtful towards us. Even if their intention is to make us feel bad, it's not necessarily the main intention. So if we peel back the layers of the onion, maybe we get to, oh, they felt embarrassed, or they felt angry, or they felt hurt, and so they lashed out on us to try and make us feel a certain way. I mean, in actual fact, that's really their coping mechanism, or their way to be defensive, to protect their heart, or to protect themselves in some way. It's still not really about us. So when we put ourselves into victim mode, in other words, we give our power away, in other words, we generally feel our emotions, we give them to the people outside of us or the situations outside of us. We then slide slowly, or maybe not so slowly, into victim mode. So we become a victim of the people around us. And that is almost like saying, oh, it's my mum's job to make me feel happy today, or it's my boss's job to make me feel really smart today. That's crazy, right? It's like giving all of your emotional state, all of your emotional power over to someone else. Not only does that, I get it, it might seem easier or something in the short term, but really in the long term, it's very detrimental, because then we can very easily slide into things like anxiety or negative self-talk or self-judgment, being really critical of ourselves and then of course of others. We can slide into things like being stressed or overwhelmed, procrastination, and then we just kind of don't take responsibility for our own emotional state, and we also don't take responsibility for our actions and therefore our lives in general. So if this is resonating with you, if you're someone that says often, oh, yeah, I'm feeling really tired because of such and such, or I'm feeling really angry because of so-and-so, and it might not be a person, it might be a situation like, oh, work didn't give me the promotion, or the driver cut me off in the middle of the road and therefore he made me feel really angry, or whatever it might be. In actual fact, that driver might be in a rush to get to the hospital to look after his sick mum, or it could be any one of a million different reasons why he's cut you off. Maybe he was completely oblivious and listening to music, who knows? But most of the time, I would say that the intention was not to deliberately harm you or affect you in any negative way, yet we take that as such a personal attack. The way to take back your power and to reclaim your feelings and your emotions and your life, in other words, become responsible and to become self-empowered, is to not give away so easily your emotional state. So for example, if someone says something that we might interpret as being hurtful, or we might interpret as being mean, or whatever it is, take a moment, because know that that person probably 90% of the time is not, their intention is not to hurt us, or even if it is, there's an underlying reason why, which we might not be aware of. And so yes, we might have an emotional reaction to something that has happened or something that someone has said, but we just allow that emotion to flow through us. And it's much easier knowing that, oh, okay, that person didn't intend to hurt us, or didn't intend to take us down, or didn't intend to make us feel whatever it is that we're feeling. It's just our interpretation of the event or of the conversation that we've just had. So we let the emotion go, because energy is emotions, or emotions is energy in motion, and emotions will change. Even if we do nothing, our emotional state will change automatically or naturally anyway. However, far more powerful to take back control of how you're feeling. So yes, we might have an emotional response to something, but then we let the emotion go because we know that it's not purposefully intended to harm us. And we can then say, okay, well, what can we do to take back my emotional state? What can I do to change how I'm feeling on the inside, rather than just letting other people dictate how I'm going to feel? So maybe that's go and exercise, because I know, for me anyway, it gives me a rush of endorphins. It makes me feel really good. And so I know that when I exercise, I'm doing something that's for me. It's empowering, it makes me stronger, it makes me fitter, and it really helps me feel good. Or maybe that's, okay, I'm not feeling that great today. Maybe I'm going to go talk to my therapist, or maybe I'm going to go get a Reiki session, or maybe it's going to reach out to my support network, because no person is an island and we all need support at times. And so maybe that's a really healthy way that we can take back control of our emotional state. Or maybe that's, okay, what am I focusing on? Am I focusing on someone else, which in reality, I actually have no idea what's going on in their personal life? Or maybe I can focus on the things that can make me feel good. Like maybe I'm focusing on my work because I'm on a really good roll with that, and I'm feeling confident and I know what I'm doing with work, so I'm just going to focus on that. Or maybe I'm going to focus on my health and fitness because I know I have total control over that. So maybe I'm going to book in for a boxing class because I need to work out that anger, or maybe I need to go and book in for a yoga class because I need to de-stress and bring myself back into my center. Those things are within my control, and so by doing those things, I take back my power. When you are self-empowered, we have confidence, because we know that, okay, I might not be confident in every situation, but if I'm feeling a bit disempowered, then I'm going to go and put myself into a situation where I do feel confident. So therefore, I can really sort of boost my energy, boost my confidence, and therefore boost my personal power as well. So for example, I feel confident when I'm teaching yoga, so I'll go and teach a class. Or I feel confident when I'm going to do an exercise class, so I'll go and do that. I don't really feel that confident if I'm going to a knitting class, for example. Like, I don't really know how to knit. I'm terrible at, arts and crafts. As much as I might enjoy them for a little while, I don't really have the skills. So probably I'm not going to go and try something new for the first time when I'm already a little bit disempowered. I'm going to choose something that actually I know how to do and I have experience in it. So therefore, I'm going to feel a lot better in myself. I think the bottom line is that your emotional state, how you feel on the inside, your thoughts, your emotions, and your body, this is all up to you. The moment that we say to someone, you are in charge of how I feel, or you are in charge of how I'm thinking, or you're in charge of how I'm responding in my body, then we automatically bundle up our personal power. Like I might bundle up my Casey power and give it to someone else. Really disempowering. Instead, you want to gather back your power and come back into your center, knowing that you have control over your mind, body, actions, and emotions. Hopefully this is making some sense. I think personal power is about taking responsibility for your life, knowing that things will happen. People will say stupid things. People will say things that are harmful or hurtful or unintentionally cause an emotional reaction in us. That's normal, that's human nature. However, we don't need to let ourselves get sucked into those things because that's our responsibility. My emotional state, how I'm feeling, is up to me. How I'm feeling in my body, that's up to me. And my mind, the focus, what I'm thinking about, my thoughts, that is also up to me. The moment I give that away to someone else, I've lost my power. Hopefully this has resonated with you. If you are someone that is thinking about, oh, maybe I'm giving away my power, maybe I'm sliding into victim mode, maybe I'm not taking responsibility for every aspect of my life, then please book in for a Reiki session or a coaching session. Coaching sessions, I talk you through some strategies on what we can do. We unpack some of the things that may be leading to why you're giving your power away. In a Reiki session, we do a bit of coaching and mostly Reiki. Reiki helps to bring you back into your center, clears those emotional blockages, it helps clear your mind, and it helps give you an energy boost so that you can deal with the challenges in your life with far more ease. If you have any questions, please reach out, please contact me. I really look forward to hearing from you. Until then, have a wonderful day. See you soon.